independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida. And welcome to this week's YouTube Live. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, I go live every Monday. It used to be 7 p.m. on my Facebook page, but now I go live at noon Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. So today is my monthly customer appreciation stamping event. Anybody that places any size order with me throughout the month gets what I call a happy mail packet in the mail. It's a surprise card kit to thank you for being a loyal customer of mine. It's always a surprise. You never know what it's going to be. And I mail those out in the beginning of the month. So for example, if you place an order with me this month in February, you will get one in early March sometime. Hi, Kathy. Thanks so much for joining. As you join, please say hello. I am monitoring my comments here. But yeah, so it's really fun. I do this every month, and then I usually do a little giveaway at the end too. So I gave a little sneak peek to my newsletter subscribers yesterday of the project that we're going to be doing today. So if you haven't already, be sure to head over to stampcampwithjen.com and hit that subscribe button, and you can sign up to get my newsletter, and you can sign up to get my blog post straight to your inbox. My newsletter subscribers always get a lot of information, actually, I should say, not a little. They always get a lot of information of what I have going on, any Stamp Camp things that are going on, Stampin' Up events as well. Got some people joining in here. Hi, Chris. Hi, Linda. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great weekend. It's still technically the weekend, right? Because it's President's Day. And I have to give a shout out. It's also my mom's birthday today, Janine Nuttall. You may have seen her comment on my Facebook page or on my YouTube channel. That is my mom. She's also a team member of mine on my team. She's another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She's the one that introduced me to Stampin' Up! Years and years ago. I've probably been around Stampin' Up! For over 20 years at this point. We used to get the catalogs and kind of like pour over them. We'd get so excited. And we just love it. It's a beautiful day in Maryland. Oh, we used to live in Maryland, Linda. Where in Maryland do you live? We used to live near Frederick, Maryland. So I really miss the seasons in Maryland. They have beautiful, beautiful seasons. Happy birthday to my mom. Hi, Mom. Of course I have to give you a shout out. Don't be crazy. But yeah, I miss the seasons. Right now, it's been raining all weekend, and we finally have a nice sunny day again, which is fantastic. It was in the 40s this morning, which is freezing. Ooh, near Ocean City. That's so pretty out there. Oh, I love it. Okay, so let's see what else. Yeah, so President's Day today. Ethan is off, my son. He's in middle school. He has had a very eventful weekend, I will have to say. Oh, you're watching me on the big screen. Ooh. So my son, he's in 7th grade. He had this big gash, probably about this big, on the back of his leg in PE class. And it was so deep, we took him to the emergency room and they said he might need stitches. The teacher never sent him to the principal's office, nothing. I'm gonna put all his business out there. I was very upset, to say the least. The school took care of it. They talked to me and everything, but I was very upset that he wasn't sent to the nurse or anything, and then that he almost needed stitches and they didn't send him to the nurse. So the school is very good. They're taking care of it. They listened to me and my concerns, which is nice. But so he had that. He was really nervous because, of course, he doesn't like needles, so he didn't want to have to get stitches. And then, like, the next day, he got sick and woke up with 102.2 fever. So now he's starting to feel better, which is good, but he's had a rough last couple days. It's been very busy around here. So he's happy today. He's finally feeling better, has an appetite, can actually eat again. You know, that's always the worst when you just miserable and sleeping all the time. We started giving him NyQuil. He hates it. Nobody likes the taste of that stuff. So, okay, well, that's what's been going on in my world. So very busy with a sick little boy, doing lots of things to kind of keep him from getting worse. He's getting better, which is good. And then of course his leg is healing up, so he's doing a lot better. But okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to go over a couple things, and then I'm going to walk you through our card for today. If you were one of my customers that got a card kit, you can craft along with me, or I would recommend just kind of watching it the first time through and then going back, and then that way you can kind of pause through the steps and put it together at your own pace. I think that's a little easier to do. Yes, poor baby Ethan. He's almost 13 and we still call him baby Ethan. It's so funny. So yeah, that's my recommendation. But if you want to get a card kit in the mail, like I said, just place any size order with me in February, and then in early March you will get one. And you'll be able to craft along with me next time. All right, so let's turn this camera around. I'm always afraid I'm gonna hang up on everybody. Let's see here. There we go. That's always my concern. Okay, I want to make sure. So I have my monthly host code up here. So if your order is under $150 when you check out, please use my host code. That helps me get supplies and stuff that I need for class, as well as little prizes for these drawings. And then just a friendly reminder, there's only 10 days left of sale-a-bration. I would show you my sale-a-bration brochure, but I gave out the last one at my in-person classes the other day, so I don't have any more. But that little booklet that came with your mini catalog, if you got one, that is going to end on February 29th is the last day you'll be able to get those free products, okay? And then I'm trying to make sure this is good here so you can see everything. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay. And then just a friendly reminder, this catalog here, this mini catalog, you can still order through this through April 24th, as well as what we like to call the big book, the annual catalog. You can also order through this through the end of April. So these two will still be available through the end of April, okay? Just to kind of give you a visual so you don't forget. Okay, and then something exciting that ends at the end of sale-a-bration is you can join my team for only $99 here. You can join my team and you can get either the Stampin' Glass Mat Studio and $125 worth of product, your choice, or you can just pick $155 worth of product, and both of these are only $99. So you have until February 29th if that's something you're thinking about doing. You also get free shipping. You get a paper pumpkin kit, new catalogs, as well as some business supplies. This is really a great deal if this is something you're interested in. The glass mat, let me show that to you real quick in case you haven't seen it. So this is the glass mat here. It's got measurements all up and down the side. It's got these little protective corners here, as well as these little rubber feet on the back. There's a little blank space over here where you can use like dry erase marker and write notes to yourself. It also comes with this little silicone thing here. You can keep your little Stampin' spots from Paper Pumpkin, you know, those little small ink spots here. You can put little gems and stuff here. You can clean your blending brushes. And it also comes with this, it's like a chamois basically. It's about 8 by 8 square, a little bit thinner than the purple one that we get. So that is a good deal. This is a $60 value, and there's no guarantee that it's going to be available to customers later. So if that's something that you really are looking to get, then you need to get your starter kit and get that, okay? Anne from Tennessee. Oh, I bet it is beautiful, Anne. Tennessee is very, very pretty. I like Tennessee. All right. So yeah, so you can either get that glass mat that I showed you. It's a $60 value. Comes with that white silicone piece and the chamois, plus your choice of $125 in product for only $99, or you can just choose $155 worth of product for $99. And like I said, that ends in 10 days with sale-a-bration. So if that's something you're thinking about, you got about 10 days to decide, okay? All right. And then I am working on my newest Stamp Camp to Go. Let me see, I brought it over here. So, my current Stamp Camp to Go is the Hot Air Balloon Stamp Camp to Go. This is how they come packaged. They included half a pack of the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper, the gems, and the twine. So these are going to be mailed out tomorrow to those people that signed up for it. My next one will be released this week. So if you want all the details, like I said, subscribe to my newsletter so you can get all the information. It's a $39 one-time purchase, or you can subscribe to my Stamp Camp to Go and save 10% and only pay $35. It includes the shipping. You get 8 card kits, 2 of each of 4 designs, and you get about $20 to $25 worth of product, as well as PDF and video tutorials for the cards, so you can create them at your leisure, okay? If you want to sign up for the next one when I advertise it, you need to subscribe by the 1st of the month to get the current one. So I'm working on the Simply Zinnia that's coming out here in the online exclusives. That's going to be my new Stamp Camp to Go. So I will be advertising that this week. I'm working on the cards right now. So these online exclusives come out March 5th. So when you sign up for Stamp Camp to Go, you have until March 1st, and then as soon as these are released, I will order all the products to go in the kits, okay? So this suite is so pretty. It has so many beautiful, vibrant colors here. Real red, melon mambo, petal pink, pumpkin pie, lemon lime twist, and old olive. They're just gorgeous. And then it comes with, in the online exclusives in the suite, there's this beautiful embossing folder, some sequins, this bundle. There's another bundle that's coming out. I must tell you, these online exclusives are my favorite that they've released so far. They're just gorgeous. So those come out March 5th, or when you sign up as a demonstrator in your starter kit, you can actually choose these and get these now. So that's something else to think about, okay? All right, so that's my spiel for today. So we are gonna make this cool Trifold twist card. Isn't that awesome? I didn't put my liner in there yet, so just ignore the blank inside. We'll put white in the one when I do it today. But I love this so much. I thought this was so cool. So you pull it apart and it twists open, and then you'll have a white piece to write your message. So really, really neat here. So for this card, these little strips are actually from the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper, but the rest of it is from the Sending Love bundle. So I have that here. So this is the stamp set here, very pretty. And we're gonna use this and we're gonna kind of chop it up to make our sentiment. If you got the card kit from me and you don't have this bundle, you can find something else to put down there. You don't have to necessarily use that one, that's fine. But in the kit, everybody got all these pieces, and I don't have the card base to show because I'm gonna show you how to cut it so that you can recreate this card, okay? Let me get everything out of my little bin. I had to put everything in a little bin so I wouldn't forget anything. Okay, and I am using, my ink that I'm using today is Azure Afternoon. And then oh, let me show you the die cuts that come with this too. I haven't had a chance to put these on a magnet sheet yet. But there's all these beautiful dies. So this one here is the mailbox. It looks very strange, but we're gonna put it together, and it die cuts this little hole here for us to put our brad in, okay? So we'll put that together in a minute. We die cut our little envelope. This is Bubble Bath. This is, this is Azure Afternoon. This is Bubble Bath. And I believe I cut these out in Granny Apple Green. Cut 2 of these little bushes. This is a Sweet Sorbet for the flag. And Pecan Pie for the little mailbox post. And look at all that detail in there too. It's just so pretty. I really like that. Okay, but yeah, it comes with all these dies, lots and lots of dies. There are 15 total, okay? So you could do a strip of grass in there. This little square I think you could use for like a little message to put inside your envelope. There's a heart, a little circle. I think this cuts out the little bird here. So there's a little die. I believe that's for the bird, yep. So you could put a little bird on there somewhere. There's hearts. You can make, like, you're wrapping the envelope and put a little bow over the top of it. There's lots of options for that die set. Okay. Do you guys have a favorite bundle from the mini catalog that you really like? I think this one I was really excited to play with. I really like the sentiments in here, and I'll probably keep it to stamp like my envelopes and stuff. I used to stamp my envelopes, the outside of them, all the time. I haven't done that in a long time, but I think I'm gonna start doing that again soon. Okay, so I'm gonna put all my die cuts to the side for right now, and I'm gonna show you guys how to cut your paper for this card, okay? So we're gonna grab our paper trimmer. Try to make sure you guys can see this. And I just have a piece of balmy blue 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock, okay? We're gonna open our paper trimmer arm because we need it to be cut down to 10 1/4. So you want to, on the long side here, go over to 10 1/4. Make sure you guys can see that. And we're just gonna trim that little bit, okay? And then, I wrote my notes down. I want to make sure I'm going to do the right thing. And this is, I think it's 4 1/4 or 4. Let me double check my measurements. It's 4, not 4 1/4. So then we're going to go over here to 4. So they should both be, you should have 2 pieces that are 10 1/4 by 4. It's right here. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna score it on the long side at 5 1/2. Okay, I'm gonna do these one at a time so we don't get confused here. It's the same thing for both pieces, but I'm gonna do it one at a time so you kind of get that repetition. I can pull my little arm back in here. Okay, so this is 5 1/2. So we want our side that's a little bit shorter. This is 4 3/4, okay, where our score line is. So what we want to do is move it down so it's at that 4-inch mark. And we're going to make a little pencil mark right up here. And then we're going to score it from the pencil mark down. So our light gray blade is that blade we want to use for scoring. So I'm going to put my pencil mark. Make sure you can see here. I'll move it for just a second. We're gonna put that end, that point here, and our pencil mark right up there. And we're gonna score and make a little diagonal. Not too difficult. And you gotta push kind of hard to get that score line in there. And then we can go ahead and erase our pencil mark, okay? So one more time, because we're gonna do the same thing on the other piece here. We're gonna score it at 5 1/2, okay? Then we're gonna rotate it, so that smaller section, that's 4 3/4, that's on the left side here. We're gonna move it down to line up with the 4-inch mark, and we're gonna make a little pencil mark, okay? Then we wanna line up in our track that pencil mark and our opposite corner, and we want to score that. This is honestly the trickiest part of the whole thing. The rest of it is really easy. And now we can go back in and erase that pencil mark, and that's it. Okay. Oh, let me get my bone folder. So not too bad, right? Not too difficult. So now we're gonna fold at that score line at the 5 1/2-inch mark, and then we're gonna fold backwards. So we have, this would be the bottom one. Wait, I feel like I did that backwards. Hold on. No, We're gonna do it this way because you want it to come down from the top to the bottom right, top left to bottom right. So I had it inside out. So you fold it in half. So the smaller side folds up and then that top left comes down to the bottom right. So this is one side, this is that bottom corner here. Now this one is gonna be, we fold it, so the bottom goes down, the smaller section folds down. Is that right? The other way. I'm sorry. Because we want our bottom corner on this one to be on the right here, and we're gonna fold that up. So you want them to kind of be opposite each other. Does that make sense? So you're gonna fold it. So one folds down, but you want that score line, you want that bottom corner from the right to go up to the left. The other one is gonna fold up and that top left is gonna go down to the right. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. I don't know if this would be easier to see or not this way. So just, if you're making this card with me, just pause it right here and make sure that your folds are right. So this bottom right corner folds up to the left. This top left corner folds down to the right. That's how it should be before you put them together, okay? Now I'm going to take some, I'm gonna get some liquid glue actually. Because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue those 5.5 inch sections right over the top of each other. And that's how our card will close, okay? So I'm gonna take one of these and put some liquid glue on the back here. And I'm using liquid glue so I can make sure that I have enough time to kind of wiggle it in place and get it exactly where I need it to go. And just line it up so those sections meet in the middle there. And then you can just rub it and make sure that everything's good to go, okay? So now, when you fold it, it will come up like that and meet in the middle, okay? It may not perfectly line up, like you see mine aren't exactly perfect, but that's okay. As long as they're close, that's the biggest thing, okay? All right. Oh, and then I forgot to cut my little white piece here, so I'm gonna have to do that as well. Go get a piece of white. I believe that is 3 by 3. So for this piece, let me double check here. Pretty sure it's, oh, it's 3 3/4 square. Let's move that to the side here. So we just need a 3 3/4 inch square here. And then we're just gonna cut that in half on the diagonal. And again, these measurements will all be on my website. And then you can just rewatch the video whenever you're ready. So I just cut that at a diagonal to cut that in half, that white square, 3 3/4. And then that will go over our little flaps like that, okay? And we can put those on now. I always like to use glue whenever I'm thinking I'm gonna need time to get something positioned right. So I've been, especially on fun folds, I use a lot of liquid glue. So have you guys been having a good weekend? I know my mom's having lots of fun. My sisters and my sister's boyfriend are visiting her for her big birthday weekend. They already made her cinnamon rolls this morning, and they're gonna take her out to the Cheesecake Factory tonight. And I teased my one sister because her boyfriend's name is the same as our dad, and I told her that would be a big deal breaker for me if I met somebody that had the same name as my dad. We joke about that all the time. I tell her there's no way I could date somebody that had the same name as my dad. That's weird. All right, and then we're gonna take these little strips here and we're just gonna kind of use those to decorate at the top and the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those on. I'm gonna use Stampin' Seal Plus. So I use Stampin' Seal Plus a lot because I live in a very humid climate, living in Florida. So I feel like Stampin' Seal Plus, since it's a little bit stronger, it gives you a better bond. So I don't worry about like my projects falling apart or the paper coming off my projects because the Stampin' Seal Plus is so strong. It's got little, I don't know if you can see them, there's little ridges in there for like extra strength in the adhesive. So I really like it. It's very, very strong. But with that, you really have to make sure your paper is where you want it because once it goes down, it's not really coming back up. Okay, so now let's put our little mailbox together. We've got all of our pieces that I said I die cut. So this is a Azure Afternoon. This is one of those new beautiful core colors that came out. So you want to, this little piece here is like the mailbox door that's down. So you're gonna fold this in half and kind of line it up with the edge here, this little side edge. And I'm gonna use my bone folder to kind of crease it. Okay, and then there's a little tiny score line. It's hard to see, but a little tiny score line right here. We're gonna fold that down carefully. Let's see if I can get it straight here. There we go. And then I'm just gonna crease that. I'm not gonna worry about that too much because that, we're just gonna put a little bit of glue there and we're gonna use that to close it. So it's not a huge deal if it's not perfectly straight on the bottom there. But before we do that, we're gonna attach our little flag to our mailbox. So to do that, I just grabbed the round and square brads. You can still find these in the annual catalog. They have 200 brads that come in here. And I am gonna grab a little black brad, that's the little round one there, but they have these huge squares if you like that too, if you want a little funky brad to add in there. And then we're just gonna take that and poke it through our Sweet Sorbet flag here. And then I'm gonna put that through the mailbox. And then we wanna just kind of press that down. Now, you can put tear and tape or something over it if you want to, but I really want it to move. I guess it'll move either way because the brad's not super tight on there. So I might take a little tear and tape just to make sure that that brad doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna put that over the back of it here. All right, so we're just gonna take maybe like a little piece here, and we're not gonna remove the tear and tape. We're just gonna stick it on there and let it go, leave it. And that'll just make sure those brad ends don't move around. So maybe it, I don't know if it will come over the side. I don't think it will, but that's just kind of for my peace of mind to make sure it's not going anywhere. And that flag is still gonna move. So very cute, right? So now we're gonna take a little bit of liquid glue right here and we can close up our mailbox. Okay, just a, oh, my light went out. Oh, well, I guess I didn't charge it long enough. That's all right. You guys can still see. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it in place, give it a second here. That's always a weird feeling when my light goes out. It kind of gives me a little panic attack, like maybe I lost electricity or power or something, but we're still here. It's just my light is battery powered and I just didn't charge it long enough. That's all right. Okay, so that part's done. We'll let that sit for a second. Now for our pretty little envelope here. This has a bunch of little score lines as well. So we're just going to fold those side ones in and the top and the bottom and kind of attach those just like you would if you were making a little envelope here. Oh, let's move this. So we can kind of put a little bit. Now for this, you don't have to close it. You could leave the top open and just fold it over and put like a little note inside. That would be really cute to have like a little message to somebody that they could pull out of the mailbox. I just kind of left mine blank. I probably will fold it over and not close it all the way, but that would be really cute if you wanted to put like a little message in there that they could take out and pull out of the envelope. But I just folded it, didn't glue it down, and then just kind of slid it inside there. And I actually had it the other way so you could see more of the detail that it was an actual envelope. So I just kind of did it that way. I didn't glue it in or anything. But if you wanted to put like a little sheet of paper with a hello or love you or something on the inside, I think that would be really cute. Okay. So the next thing we want to do here, oh, I should have waited to put these down. That's okay. I forgot. So I put these down on top of this. And then what I did was I kind of trimmed a little bit of excess. But that's all right. I can still trim it. It just, instead of trimming it like this one, I trimmed it to the white before I glued it on. I can just trim it towards the blue. It's not a huge deal. But I put one of these down first. I line it up with the bottom of the white square here. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of liquid glue on the very bottom of this bush. And then that way you can kind of use your fence post here and put it behind the bush to kind of help keep it closed a little bit. So that kind of holds that fence post behind there and helps keep it closed a little bit if you wanted to do that. So I really like that. I thought it helped kind of give you a closure instead of having to use like a ribbon or something. So just a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom there. And then we'll put, and this one you can put it all over the back if you want to, because we're not worried about tucking anything behind it. But I wouldn't put the glue all the way to the end because we are going to trim it. So just leave like a little bit at the end there where you don't put the glue. Otherwise it'll be a mess when you try to trim it off of there. And that just kind of gives it looks kind of cute, gives it a little scene basically on the front of your card there. Oh my goodness, none of my tools are over here, I swear. Had my in-person card classes and I cleaned everything up, so everything's on my bins. I didn't really, oh, and I can still kind of trim this to meet my white because it's not completely glued on, so I'll just trim a little bit right there. All right, so we've got that. So here's the big thing. For positioning for your mailbox, we want it kind of towards the top there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna kind of tuck this down, I think, and then just glue the mailbox while it's in place. I'll glue it. And did I put dimensionals? Yeah, I put all the dimensionals there. So I'm just gonna kind of position this right on the top here. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna put my little fence post down with some dimensionals. So we obviously don't want it to come over this top flap, right? We don't want this bottom part to be glued because otherwise we won't be able to open it up all the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start from the middle and put a couple of dimensionals on the back here. Put one like halfway up. Oops. Actually, we're gonna use the small dimensionals here. For this little post, it's a little easier. Make sure they don't show. So we're gonna put some little mini dimensionals on here. Do you guys like fun folds? Is there like a specific fun fold that's your favorite, that's your go-to anytime you want to do something a little different? I'd love to know. Did you like my rocker card that I made? If you haven't checked it out, I made this really cute cherry rocker card last week. You can see it in my live videos here on YouTube, or you can see it on my website at stampcampwithjen.com. It's really fun. All right, so I'm just gonna take this bottom part of this post and stick it behind that bush, and then I'll press those dimensionals onto this top flap up here, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put dimensionals just on this back part right here, and then we're gonna adhere it over our fence post here. Fun folds are your favorite. I know lots of people that like fun folds. They are fun. Something different. I know my husband definitely likes fun folds. If I make anything plain or flat, he's like, what is this? He loves fun folds. He likes interactive stuff. You'll definitely be trying this. Oh, good, Kathy. So I just put 3. So the big thing you want to be careful of is you don't want to put them too close to the bottom of the mailbox because it is going to kind of overlap here. So we want it to lie flat. So I left a little bit of room at the bottom, and I'm going to take my dimensionals off and then just put it right on top here. I really enjoy fun folds too. I feel like they're more challenging. It's just something out of the box that's not normal. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like a plain, not plain, but like a flat card too. There's lots of really pretty flat cards, but I like a fun fold. It's something interesting and kind of makes you think. I sent my nephew a birthday card earlier this month, and it was a fun fold, and he said it took him about 5 or 10 minutes to figure out how to put it together, how to open it up. It was one of those cube cards where you can actually like stand it up on your desk. And he said it took him a minute, but once he figured it out, he thought it was really cool. He loves all my cards. He always tells me thank you. He's in his mid-20s, late, actually, no, he just turned 30 this year. And he always thanks me for the cards that I send him. He's so sweet. He's always like, you send the coolest cards. And that's the best feeling when you're making cards for somebody, is just knowing that they really appreciate it. So, have I done these yet? Oh, good. I want to show you guys this real quick. And I have like a YouTube short that you can go and watch this as well. But do you ever have a hard time getting these backings onto your stamps? I'm going to show you real quick on one of these how I do this and line these up, because this is one of the biggest things I've heard from people is how in the world do you put the backings on there without messing them up, or, you know, just, I always have a hard time with it. So take your cling stamp and pull this little paper piece off. So you just have that little shiny part there, okay? Now find the one, so this one is the welcome friend right here, okay? Before you take this off, see where the little cut line is for the backing of the sticker? Just take that backing off, just the corner, and fold it back. You're making like a little pull tab. You're gonna do that on both sides, okay? Just these little backings, okay? So I made these little, it's like a pull tab that I can rip off. Now go to one of the edges and pull the whole sticker off like that. I love this trick. I do it all the time. So you see I've got the whole sticker, and you've got these little pull tabs right here. Now what you want to do is you want to stick it to a block, stick it down, okay? Now we have these pull tabs. We can pull these off that sticker. So now you can see the welcome friend, right? Now you're gonna fold, you're gonna take your welcome friend, make sure it's facing right side up before you flip it over. And now you can see through this block, and you can see the outline of this sticker, and line it up over the back and press down. And now you have perfect placement of your cling sticker to your cling stamp. Isn't that crazy? I do this all the time. And now you can pull this off, and it's on there perfectly. Isn't that awesome? So I hope this tip helps you. It's helped me so much. I know I struggled with this before I learned how to do this, and now I do this all the time. You just need a block and you need to make those little pull tabs. And like I said, if you forget how to do this, just go to my YouTube channel. I have in the YouTube short section, I have a little video that explains this too. It's a quick video, so you're not sitting here for 10 minutes watching me do it, but this, you can go back and reference that at any time. So that will help you with your cling stamp placement, okay? All right, so now we're gonna do a little love from me to you. And I'm just gonna get a piece of basic white, like a little strip, scrap strip. I always have little pieces that are left over from cutting down card bases or something like that. So I have this big long strip, right? We're gonna use Azure Afternoon. I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. Azure. And another tip with these stamp pads, if you have one that's real tight and you have a hard time opening it, go to where that little hinge is and push with your thumbs and it'll pop right open, and then you can slide it in. Also, if this part is really stiff like mine is, I need to go do this myself, but take some chapstick or a candle and rub that wax along your hinges and then kind of slide this piece back and forth. It'll help lubricate that hinge and make it easier to open as well. Okay, lots of tips today, guys, lots of tips. You like easel cards that stand open. Linda said she likes easel cards or cards that can stand open on a table for everyone to view its glorious beauty, haha. I mean, it's true though, Linda, because you spend all that time on your cards. You want everybody to view it and people to come in and go, wow. Okay, so we're stamping a little love from me to you. And I just kind of stamp that on there. And then we are going to trim this down here. And this is all by hand. There's no measurements. Sorry for you people that like to measure, like my mom. I love you, but she freaks out if she has to do anything by hand. It cracks me up. It's like, I have to measure it. Oh my goodness. So a little love, we're going to cut right there after love. And then from me, we're going to cut. And then we've got the to you. So there's no measuring. And it's just, you know, trimming around the words, which is nice. And then I'm going to trim the top and the bottom so it's not a lot of white space around the words. And they're small enough that I feel comfortable, and I don't like freehanding stuff either, to be honest. I tease my mom, but I don't like to freehand. I like it to be just so and look really nice. So these are small enough though I feel comfortable making a somewhat straight line without it looking funky. And then we're just gonna trim this one and hopefully it'll be pretty straight. You just don't want a ton of white around it is all, but it's nice to start out with the bigger piece. It definitely makes it a little easier to stamp for sure. There we go. And then obviously we're gonna need our little dimensionals for these. So we're gonna bring in our minis again, and we're gonna put dimensionals on the back here. I love these little ones, they're so cute. I feel like things are cuter when they're miniature, right? When I was in, I think, high school, now don't get me wrong, I love my son, but before my son, I did not want children. I didn't want anything to do with children, but I always thought kids' shoes, I remember going to Payless and like looking at kids' shoes going, oh, they're so cute because they're so tiny. And that was back when I wanted nothing to do with kids. But I feel like miniature things are adorable, like miniature shoes, miniature dogs, like puppies, you know, puppies are cute, you know, all the little things are super cute. Alrighty, so these little mini dimensionals fit on here just nicely. And what we're gonna do is before I take it off, I kind of like to put it on my card just to get an idea where everything is. You put all this work into this card. You don't want to just slap it on there, right? You want to kind of get an idea, get a visual before you put everything down. I like it a little off center, so I'm just gonna kind of get an idea where I want everything before I start taking the backing off. And then I'm going to take the backing off one by one and adhere them down. So we'll do the little, oops, little love right at the top there. And then from me, I'm going to kind of angle that along the bushes here. And then the to you. And like I said, if you got one of these card kits and you don't have this bundle, feel free to kind of substitute with what you have. And you could even use black. I mean, the black matches the brad. It won't be, you know, it won't look funky. Or you could use bubble bath. That's a little light. I would use either some kind of blue, maybe the sweet sorbet. That would be pretty to help make it pop with the flag, or the black is fine. So, but I really like that. I thought that was cute. And then I think I already cut down a white piece that goes on the inside. I believe that's the right size. Yes. So this piece is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And this piece we'll put right in the center here. And this is our card. This is our liner for where we put our message. I know a lot of people like to, ooh, oh, you got to be careful with that with the seal. Sometimes it grabs the paper. Luckily that's the back, so it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go the other way now. There we go. But some people like to write their message before they put it inside their card, so they don't, if they mess up on their message, they can just get a different piece of white paper, which is very smart. I should do that more, but I am a rebel and I'm just gonna glue it in here. All right, and then we can stick our little post right back here. Oh, I was going to, there we go. And that's it. What do you think, guys? Do you like this one? I've gotten a couple people say, I love it. I'll do it again for sure. I just thought that was so cute. And the little flag still moves. And this will fit in a regular envelope, regular Stampin' Up envelope. So, like I promised, I do have a giveaway. I have a pack of the hot air balloon designer series paper left over. Let me go get it real quick. This is the designer series paper. Here. Yep, here it is. Okay, here it is. Brand new, unopened designer series paper from this hot air balloon. This is what I used for these stripes for this card. There's lots of beautiful colors. It would make lots of pretty spring cards. So if you would like a chance to win this pack of paper, leave a comment either here on my YouTube channel or with the post for this card on my website at stampcampwithjen.com. It will go live this afternoon around 5 o'clock on my blog. Leave a post by Friday at midnight Eastern time, letting me know either if you liked my card or what your favorite fun fold is. Or if you learned something from this video, let me know what you learned. And next Monday, when I go live, I will announce the winner for this pack of paper, okay? So, like I said, comment by Friday at midnight, and Monday I will announce the winner. Either let me know what your favorite fun fold is, if you enjoyed this card, or let me know what your favorite crafting tip is, okay? All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up or a heart and let me know in the comments below what you thought of today's project. Don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter so you can get the insider scoop to all of my information. And I will be announcing that the new Stamp Camp to Go offering that when I get everything ready to go this weekend, okay, or this week, excuse me. Don't forget sale-a-bration. There's only 10 more days, okay? All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.